What is up, everybody? It's your boy Nerdicane, and I'm coming at you with this is probably going to be pretty short. I cannot show all of this comic book because there isn't actually nudity. It's just, there's like sex scenes in it, so I can't really show it all because the people at YouTube are baby-brained. This is a comic book for adults. And by adult, I don't mean like the way Pornhub describes an adult, as in anybody who can press the yes, I'm older than 18 button on the screen. What I mean is this is for people like me, people who are a little older. They still are into comic books for some strange reason, who can handle it, who can handle sex scene, who can handle nudity, who can handle death, who can handle the harsh realities of what the original Conan, the brutality of what the original Conan books were. This is from Ablaze. Ablaze, I've been buying a lot of Ablaze lately because of Mirka Andolfo's Unsacred. They're willing to push the boundaries a little more. They're not afraid to do a little bit of nudity. It's not like a porn comic, but it goes into that HBO, that premium cable of comic books realm, and they do it really well. Right off the bat, my girl Mirka Andolfo, this is the cover. I didn't realize this was coming out. I knew this was coming soon, but I didn't know it was out because Ablaze just doesn't have the press machine that a Marvel or a DC or an Image does. Right off the bat, the colors, the bright colors, the beautiful imagery just jumped off the shelf. Next thing I know, I forget what book I had that I was going to give a try. That book was back on the shelf. This book was in my hand. So, Ablaze, right off the bat, page 1. This is page 1 of your story, everybody. Everybody in the comic industry, Marvel, DC, Image, this is page 1. Make sure page 1 is good. Yeah, it just made me put down something else and pick up this. This is based more on the Robert E. Howard Conan stories that he was writing in, I think it was just, I can't remember what it was called. It was a pulp magazine back in the 30s. This is closely based. If the Marvel books, Marvel did this. Marvel did Billit. That's Billit. That's the character. Marvel did this, and it was an absolute flop because they turned it very 2019. It was very, purposely 2019 girl power, and it just didn't resonate with the fans. But those Conan books, think of those Conan books at Marvel, Conan and Savage Sword of Conan, and that's it. The rest of the Conan books aren't very good. And Savage Avengers as sort of a primer to lead readers into this. So whoever's in charge of the people in charge of the Conan license right now, they've made some very good moves. They did that. They started with Marvel, said, okay, you can do this, and it's a primer for the more flavorful type of story that they could do in Ablaze, and that is a very, very smart move. It just starts out with an action scene, and Conan, true to form. You don't know why he's being chased, but he's being chased. And he sort of winds up, he's been a lot of different things, a conqueror. He even says it, he says at one point in this book, he says he was a king, but he's like, I don't remember if that was true or not, but, he just goes on about it. Conan does a lot of things. He is sort of one of the original fantasy adventure guy. That's what Conan is. He's either a thief, sometimes he's a conqueror, sometimes he's a soldier, sometimes he's a gladiator. In this one, he sort of falls in with some pirates. That's how he escapes the city by diving into the water, and he winds up on a boat, and he just basically joins the crew, and they're running around being pirates. Pirate time. The pirate ship that he's on originally runs into Billit, the Queen of the Black Sea, and she's got this really, look at that, look at her army. Her army's friggin' dope looking. The artwork in this as well, and the reason why I say, this is for an adult. This has heterosexuality. This has attractive guys. This has sexy women. Well, sexy woman? There's only one woman. There's only one woman in this book, but it's not for the baby-brained people who think that like the male gaze is just so terrible and any type of it's just the people who say they love Marvel books but don't actually buy them, who are just like repulsed by any type of heterosexuality, any type of like normal relationship. It's always got to be lesbians, and gay guys every once in a while. But anybody who's baby brained like that, this book isn't for them. People who like old fashioned, just good action, fantasy. That's who this is for. People who are, like I said before, people who are a little more adult in the type of comic books that they're looking for. This goes there. I don't think I'm gonna go any further, but she hooks up with the crew. There's an awesome fight with a giant snake. The Conan world is very snake based. Snakes represent an evil, and like every snake is poisonous, as I learned when I played the Conan tabletop game, the role-playing game Conan. Every snake is poisonous. There are dinosaurs who are also venomous. We had, I don't know, maybe I'll do I've been kind of working on animation through Photoshop, and maybe I'll do one of like, we had this fight against a Stegosaurus. Well, it started out as a fight against a large snake, which apparently we did it wrong, and our scuffle with the snake brought a Stegosaurus over, and the Stegosaurus was carnivorous. That's the difference. And also, it involved the Stegosaurus, a snake, one of our party members wrapped up by the snake, and a lot of poisonous fruit. And it just went downhill the whole way. But maybe I'll do that one as an animated sometime. But this was good. I liked it. This is more of a comic for the comic reader who's looking for something more, a little more than just your basic Marvel content. This was really good. It's all around. The art, the color, I like the color. The story moved well. The woman is not a damsel in distress. Nobody's really in distress. Nobody needs rescuing. Everybody's got their strengths. And that's a really cool thing that you can do in a comic book when it's the people. Nobody's a buffoon. Nobody's in danger. Nobody, it's the world. The world of Conan. The creatures in the world of Conan are savage enough that they have enough to deal with those. That they don't have to really do the damsel in distress, the buffoon guy. But I really liked it. I suggest this. I can recommend this. Go get this off the shelf. That's all I got. And that's all I can send of it. But I did want to point out one more thing, and I thought was really cool. Look at that. That's from the interior. I don't know if I showed you that already. That's great. That looks really good. But they did alternate covers, and now the one with Mirka Andolfo is the only one that I saw. I don't think they ordered a whole lot in my comic book shop. But this one, I saw this one, and I was like, it sort of resonated with me, but I was laughing because like, oh, Conan's hitting somebody with a boat. That's very Conan. And then I kind of realized after a few minutes, I was like, oh, this is a throwback to Action Comics with the first appearance of Superman, which I thought was very cool as well. But those were the five, like I said, the covers. This one, that's the only one you need. That one's jumping off the shelf right there. But next issue doesn't really say what day, but I do suggest going and picking this one up, and I'm going to be following this one as well to see where it goes. But thanks for watching. You guys go have a good day, all right? Bye.